Hello and welcome to this talk on Biosciences courses on offer at Sheffield Hallam Univeristy. My name is Dr Katherine Rawlinson. As one of the academic admission tutors, it's my job to help you find the course which is right for you. We have 4 degree level courses in the department, each of them being accredited by the relevant professional body and each offering either degree level, so BSc level, or foundation level entry. There is quite a lot of crossover between the different courses, which means no matter which pathway you choose, you'll be gaining the key knowledge and understanding required for a graduate in today's biosciences market or for further study. Having said that, each of the courses also has its own unique specialist modules, which then gives it its identity. If you want to look at a list of all of the modules on each of the courses, you can visit our online prospectus and each individual course page. I'm now just going to say a few words about each of the courses individually. So firstly, biomedical science. Our biomedical science degree is accredited by the Institute of Biomedical Science, which is really important if you want to consider a graduate career as a biomedical scientist. The focus of this course is on clinical pathology, so disease processes and how you then diagnose those diseases in the laboratory using analytical techniques. If you've really enjoyed the breadth of biology in your A-level studies, for example, then maybe a degree in biology would be more suited for you, as it explores not only human physiology, but also environmental sciences and plant physiology at the molecular level to a really advanced level. So you get a really good breadth in those biological sciences underpinning a career as a biologist. Our human biology degree offers the advanced study of human physiology, both in terms of adaptations to environmental conditions, to evolutionary processes, but also the advanced study of disease processes and medical science and scientific techniques which are helping to manage and control and treat those diseases. The degree in biochemistry is very much a merge of the chemical and biological sciences. So it's really understanding how those disease processes work at the molecular level. So all of those cellular interactions, those changes which are taking place within the cell to cause disease. But not only that, also understanding the changes which occur biochemically within the human body and also advances in analytical science for treating disease and coming up with new medical interventions. So as this is a virtual presentation and you're not visiting us at the university and looking at our fantastic facilities and talking to our staff and our students, I just wanted to play you a short video clip which shows you how the science we teach you is always taught in context, so that you have a good understanding as to why you're learning what you are.
The analysis of urine is really important in the diagnosis of a number of diseases, for example, diabetes. The students are collecting urine samples, and what they're going to do is they're going to measure urine urea and creatinine levels.
So right now we've just brought our urine samples back to the labs and we're about to test them for urea and creatinine levels.
These are tests that you classically use to study kidney function. So it's a good example where students can learn these methods because they may be able to use them in a clinical setting.
So as well as having the option to choose various modules throughout your degree to tailor your learning to what interests you, there are also options as to how you structure your studies with us. All of the degree pathways are offered with foundation level entry if you don't quite meet the entry requirements needed to get straight onto the degree level study. As long as you pass your foundation year, then you're guaranteed progression automatically onto the rest of the degree pathway. So during your degree level studies with us, during years 1 and 2, you'll study 120 credits of taught content, and you'll have this professional and practical skills module which goes throughout the whole degree programme. As part of this, you will have employability skills embedded. You will be allocated an academic advisor, and we will help you develop and record and evidence everything that you learn and all the skills you develop whilst you're with us at the university. During the second year, you will have the option to decide whether you want to do an industrial placement, so apply for a placement year. It's not something you have to decide right at the beginning. We believe you're making enough decisions right now as to where you want to go to university and which course you want to study without deciding what you want to do in another 2 or 3 years' time. So it's something that you make as you go along throughout your degree, and we help you with that decision and give you all the information that you need. Alternatively, you could just progress straight on to your final year. In your final year, you will do all of your taught content before Christmas, and then your second semester focuses on a big research project. So you choose an area of science which you're interested in, you're allocated to an academic who is a specialist in that area, and you work alongside them for an intense research period and produce a project which really showcases all of the skills and knowledge you have gained throughout your degree. So you may have noticed earlier when I was talking about the different degree options that each degree is titled BSc/MSci. You have a further option in terms of structuring your course and your studies with us by deciding in your final year, so this decision is made around Christmas time, whether you would like to stay on for a 4th or a 5th year, depending whether you've taken a placement or not, and do an intensive research year with us, which is classed as an MSci level. So again, this is not a decision you need to make now. It's a decision that we help and we guide you through and see whether it's the right one for you in your final year. So as well as learning all of the relevant science, you've got to make sure that the course that you choose, the degree pathway you choose at the university, is going to give you the best opportunity to gain a job when you graduate. One of those options available to you, and we've got many options which we guide you through with your time with us at Sheffield Hallam Universty, is that option of applying for a placement year. So a placement year is a year in industry. It's a competitive process where you apply for a placement through a CV, through an application and interview process, which we support you with. And then you spend a year out in industry. We've got really good placement links with providers all across the United Kingdom and some even abroad as well. Through that year in industry, you'll be allocated an academic tutor who will come and visit you, and we will support you through that process, through that invaluable knowledge that you'll gain working a year in the biosciences sector. So you've spent 3 or 4 years studying with us at Sheffield Hallam University. You've gained an excellent knowledge of the various sciences applicable to your degree, and also have great employability skills. You might have taken a placement year, you may have taken up some of our other opportunities whilst with us. What are you going to do when you graduate? Science is a subject rather than a vocation, so a degree in biosciences doesn't lead you to a specific career, but it does open up a vast array of opportunities. So the majority of our graduates either go into further education or employment. Those who go into further education will study at master's level, so that might be within the biosciences discipline, so for example a master's in cancer biology, or they might go into different areas such as education, marketing, business. Science is a really good subject to merge with other areas of interest. Those graduates who move into employment, and our graduate employment rates are extremely high for the sector. They're extremely good, reflecting the knowledge and experience our students gain whilst they are with us. Either go into the biosciences sector, or equally, all of the transferable skills you will have learnt during your degree will set you up for a graduate level position in many non-biosciences sector jobs as well. So the world really is your oyster once you have graduated with a degree in biosciences. So now you've heard a little bit about all of our Biosciences courses and what we've got to offer. What are the entry requirements for September 2021 entry? Well, as well as having the UCAS point entry tariff, which is listed on the slide, you also need to have studied certain subjects at A-level or equivalent. So for biomedical science, biology and human biology, we ask that you have a C or 32 points in A-level biology or equivalent or higher. And for our biochemistry course, you need to have studied both biology and chemistry and gained a C in at least one of those subjects. We also consider other qualifications for entry points, such as the BTEC Extended Diploma in Applied Science at DDM and the BTEC Diploma in Applied Science at D*D for some of our courses. For these types of entry qualifications, we need to see all of your units of study and make sure that you have the desired knowledge to underpin the degree you're applying for. We also accept access courses, so level 3 access to science, and again we need to look at the modules you've studied to make sure that course will underpin the degree you are applying for. As well as these, you also need to have a grade C or grade 4 or above in your GCSE level maths and English literature or English language. For foundation year entries, if you don't meet the requirements for either in terms of either UCAS points or subjects for our degree level entry, you can apply for those degree pathways with foundation, like I said previously, and you need 64 UCAS points to include some sort of level 3 science study. I hope that you found that introduction to our Biosciences courses useful. Now please visit our online prospectus and look at each of the courses which you may be interested in more detail. If you have any questions at all, please get in contact with us by either emailing admissions or giving us a call on the telephone, and we'll be more than happy to help you to make your decision or answer any questions which you may have at this point.